welcome to the lockdown riff of the week. What I've been asked to do is to put together a few videos showing you a couple of riffs for you to have a look at, have a go at if you've got a guitar at home or even a bass, and to see how you get on with them. What I'll do is I'll explain how to play each riff, and then what I've done, because I'm nice, I've included a backing track to play along to, and also the sheet music so you know how to play it now. I'm hoping you all understand how to read tab music, because that's how I've written it out. Now the first riff I've chosen, nice easy one, some of you might know it already, but it's a riff called Smoke on the Water. So what I'm going to do for you first, I'm going to play along to the backing track for you so you can hear, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down, show you how to play it, and then we'll go from there. Right, now let's break it down and I'll show you how to play it. So, just to go through a couple of things before we get going, just so you're aware of what I'm talking about. Strings on the guitar, the 6, as I'm hoping most of you all know. When I'm talking about numbers of strings, I'm talking about the bottom strings, the thinnest string. That's string number 1. Second one up, string 2, string 3, string 4, surprisingly enough, string 5, and then the thickest string is string 6, and that is the one we're using today, just string number 6. Now, another thing that's very important is these things going across. Now, these are called frets. Now, the frets are what we press down on to make the sound, and the frets also, we have to make sure when we're playing and pressing down on a fret, we need to make sure that we're pressing right in the middle of the fret, and you're pressing down so you can feel the wood of the fretboard underneath your fingers. If you press down not hard enough, you'll get that sound. So you need to make a nice press down, nice and hard like that. Okay, so next thing we need to talk about is how to play the riff. So, like I said, this all starts on string number 6. Now, what you're going to be doing, this is the pattern. It's made. I always think about this. It's made up of 3 patterns. It's made up of the first pattern, which is this, the second pattern, which is this, and the third pattern, which is this. Okay, so the first pattern is this one. You start with an open string. Now, an open string on tab music is a 0, because that's how it is. And what you do is you play that note first, then on that 6th string you press down on the 3rd fret to the 3rd space along, and then you go to the 5th fret, which is that one. Now, if you're not quite sure which fret's which, I've got these dots on my guitar. You've got them just above the guitar, and you've got them actually on the fretboard as well. The dots are on the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, the 12th, 15th, etc. So if you're not quite sure where the 3rd fret is, it's the first dot on my guitar. Some have them on the 5th fret, but mine has it on the 3rd fret. So just to repeat that, it goes open string, 3rd fret, 5th fret. So that's the first pattern. The second pattern goes like this. You play an open string again, then you play that 3rd fret again, then you go to the fret number 6, and then you play fret number 5. Okay, so if I put that down again, it goes open string, 3rd fret, 6th fret, 5th fret. And needs to go this fast. And the third pattern goes like this. Starts again. It's kind of like the first one actually. In fact, goes open again. Each pattern starts with that open string. Nice and easy to remember. Then the third fret. Then the fifth fret. So the beginning is exactly the same as the first pattern. First pattern goes, and the third pattern goes. But then you add on to the end of that this third fret, then open. So to slow that down again, you go open, third fret, fifth fret, third fret, open. So again, open, third fret, fifth fret, third fret, open. So like I said, when you're pressing down, you need to press down really hard on that string to make that clear sound. Tips of your fingers as well. What you need to do is curve your fingers round. I mean, it's not massively important for this, but when you play other more trickier stuff where you're having to swap strings and stuff, you need to make sure you're curving your fingers round using the tip. Right, so once you've got that, this is what slowly it should sound like. I'll shout the frets out as I'm going. So it starts with 0, third fret, fifth fret, 0, third fret, 6, 5, 0, 3, 5, 3, 1. So that's it slower. I'll do it one more time. Open, third fret, fifth fret, open, third, 6, 5, open, third fret, fifth fret, third fret, open. Now in terms of what fingers you're using, it's not massively important which fingers you use with this. I mean, the proper way would be trying to use like this. We use your first finger on the third fret, your third finger on the fifth fret, and then your little finger would play the sixth fret, so it'd look like this. So that's if you really want to try and take it up to the next level. You're using your first finger on that third fret, your third finger on the fifth fret, and your little finger on the sixth fret. That's if you wanted to take it up to the next level. But otherwise, you're fine just using your first finger, or even your second finger if you want to, on that sixth fret to play it. So, how do I speed up the riff? And it's simple really, you have to start off slow. This is how I go around practicing anything I've ever learned before. You start off playing the first pattern. Now once you've nailed that first pattern, try the second pattern. Once you've nailed both of those, try playing one into the other. Once you've nailed that second pattern, add the third pattern on. So it's simple really. Get each pattern nailed and then try go from the first to the second pattern and then add the third pattern in and then try it all the way through and eventually you'll be able to play it. It's simple really. So, that's how you play Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. If you want to listen to the original version, go on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you can access at home, and have a listen to how the tune originally sounds. What I have included is the backing track to play along to, and the sheet music so you can read how to play the riff. Like I've said, practice slowly, build up the speed. What you could have a do at is, if you've got the facilities, is maybe recording yourself playing along to the music and maybe send it back to school and maybe they can share it. Who knows? Modern technology, brilliant. And then I'll be back next time with another riff. If you've got any requests, let school know, and I'll see what I can sort out. But apart from that, bye for now, and I'll see you next time.